Welcome to our final video on Perusall, focused on grading. Now, some parts of this video are going to be a little imprecise because there are some things that you can do with Perusall as it comes to grading that I don't do, that I've never done. So I'll just have to give you some information about where you can find those options as opposed to how to actually utilize those options. But in this video, I'll show you how to set up your gradebook in Perusall if you want one, how to set up assignments for Perusall in Canvas, and how to get the two to talk to each other, at least at the most basic level. I am very old school with my evaluating of Perusall assignments in that I have students do the work in Perusall. There is an assignment in Canvas, but I don't have the two talk to each other at all. The only way that I have Canvas and Perusall working together is that students use Canvas to get into Perusall. They then do their work in Perusall. I manually look at it in Perusall and assign a grade in Canvas, if that makes sense. But I will show you some of the ways that you can get the two talking to each other. So if you want to be more technologically advanced than me, you have those options. So this is the homepage of my sample course. So I'm going to go into the settings. And this first page of the settings is all of those original settings that we made at the very beginning. And the category that you need is scoring and analytics. This is where you need to start. So there's four options. There's automatic grading, so it'll grade for you. There's manual grading, where you grade but you get analytics. You can disable grading but get those engagement analytics, or you can do what I do, and that's just disable all of it. Now, I'm going to choose that, but I want you to notice something over here. When I click save, that's going to make the gradebook disappear, and some choices you can make with grading also disappear. So for the time being, I'm going to put this back on so that you can see a couple of things. Here's what the gradebook looks like. So I don't have any students in the sample course, so you're not going to see anything there. But that's where you'll be able to see students' work. You can click on a score to review the student's work on the assignment, see how it was calculated, and you can also override automatically generated scores. Now, the other thing is this LMS grade sync. So if you have the gradebook turned on, you can set it so that it syncs back to your LMS, which in this case is Canvas. You can manually sync individual assignments. You can automatically sync individual assignments, or you can sync an average or total scores back if you just want to have one category in Canvas. This is where you're going to have to do some messing around with this. This is where I get imprecise because I haven't really done any of this. So mine is just still set to do not sync grades back. I'm going to go back into my settings and turn off all those pesky analytics and save those changes, and we're back to where we started. But if you want to experiment with having it do grading either quote unquote for you or sharing your grades, you can do that. Now, the other thing that I will show you is how to set up assignments in Canvas and in Perusall. So we've already talked about how to set up assignments in Perusall. So this is a previous class of mine where you can see all of these different workshops. Now, my course was set up so that students each got one piece of work read by their classmates, but there was often several to do by a particular day. So this is going to look a little unique to what you might do. But so I had, for example, students reading this work by Matthew and this work by Tyra, all by Friday, April 18th. So what did that look like in Canvas? So first of all, when I was grading these, the nice thing is they finished their assignment. I can click on all comments, as I noted this in a different video, and I can just look through all of their comments. And you'll see here that even I still get to see what Perusall's sense of the quality of this comment is. If you had the gradebook turned on and analytics turned on, you'd be able to see how many points in here that it's giving to this. So what I do when I'm evaluating these, just so you know how I do this manually, is I can go from student to student. I can look through all of their comments. I can see very quickly how many they've made if I'm just doing a quantitative evaluation, and I can go through each one and see what people have done. So I can check on how many comments, when people made them, what kind of comments they were, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then I can go into Canvas. So in my course, I've got different assignments for each due date. So because there were two pieces that needed to get read by Friday, April 18th, I have one assignment that is Friday workshops. Okay, and so what that looks like, I'll just kind of show you what this looks like. It's actually using an external tool. And here's how you set these assignments up. So I'll just go into the assignment settings. To get started, you just click on assignments and click add new assignment. And for the first part, it's going to look like any other assignment in Canvas. You give the assignment a name, you give it your description, your points, what category it goes in. Then you're going to choose on submission type, you're going to choose external tool, and you're going to click find. And then you're going to get this big list that's in alphabetical order. And you're simply going to choose Perusall from the list. Perusall 1.3, I already have that, so I'm going to leave it. You can change the due dates and all that sort of stuff, and then you just click save like any other assignment. And you've got this assignment that's in Perusall. So what's going to happen if I'm in student view and I click on this assignment, what is going to then happen is this is going to be a little strange because I'm in my fake student mode who's not a member of this class. But when your actual students are here, they'll just be able to click on their course and it'll take them right into Perusall to the assignments. Now, the other nice thing about setting up a new assignment in Canvas for Perusall, I'm going to show you this last thing that's not there with a pre-made assignment. So if I go to assignments and I go to create an assignment, get that out of the way. I'm just gonna go down here and show you this really fast. So if I click on here and I go to my list, I scroll way down to Perusall, it's gonna actually give me some choices. So if you've already created any assignments in Perusall, you can have it link directly to an assignment. So if I wanted them to go straight to Matthew Fleischer's workshop, I could select that one. Or if I just want them to go to the homepage, I choose that. Because my students were working with multiple assignments / documents per assignment in Canvas that's getting graded, I would just click link to the homepage. You can also have it go to a library item. You can have it go to the assignment in Perusall. So you've got a lot of variety for how you want to get students directly there. So those are some of the ways that you can grade assignments. And then once you've got the thing graded, you can just grade it like a regular assignment in Canvas. So I read through comments, then I go into Canvas and I grade it just like I would grade any other assignment based on what's in Perusall. And that's just a little bit about ways that you can grade in Perusall.